Hi, how's it going? Can
Uh,
you hear me okay?
hold on one second. Yeah, I can hear you. You usually, guys, listen. This is not for all trolling. Okay, there's a time and a place and all that kind of stuff, right? But in most cases, if I have noticed, it's because it's a lack of mental acumen. Okay, basically, there's a lack, let's just say, of critical thinking skills or a lack of having the ability to articulate your thoughts. Okay, that's associated with trolling. Anyway, next guest, go ahead and tell us why you disagree with the prompt without talking about yourself and hold off on your questions, please.
Cool. So I'm actually looking for people to debate. So you're saying we should end racism towards whites. I actually would agree with you on that. We should end racism to not just white people, but all people. Hey,
Adonis,
yes, I'm here. You're one
which
of the moderators
demographic,
now.
which demographic is primarily targeted for racism in the United States today?
I would say it is whites and blacks.
I'm gonna present the question to you one more time, right? Which demographic, right, is the most targeted for racism, or with racism, I should say?
My answer is still the same. I would say it's both white people and black people. They're both targeted for different reasons.
Are you like trolling me or what? Because this is very axiomatic, right? You can only pick one, right? So which demographic would you believe is having to endure the most racism in the United States?
Okay, so to only pick one, I would say that it would be white people then.
There we go. So if you have a lot of people who are completely disingenuous towards that, it's actually a positive claim. It can be easily substantiated, right? If you have a society that has been conditioned to be in bad faith about something that's so axiomatic, how can you move on to the next level to destroy racism when you fail to acknowledge the demographic that is actually experiencing the most racism per capita in the United States?
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
I'll reiterate. How can you tackle racism, as you claim, for all other people if you're disingenuous about the demographic that is actually experiencing racism the most per capita?
Well, I would agree with you. You can't.
Adonis, I appreciate you coming up. I have to have mercy on you, but thank you for coming up because you are completely not grasping the concept here. But thank you for coming up.
Live rants. Like I feel like you guys were sucked in to what to something that the majority of you all liked. The majority of you all liked were women who were surgically improved or mass or makeuply improved, and you were hurt, and so now you're up here now. I
No,
like you. Yeah, you
that
have
is
to admit
false.
that though.
That is false.
That's the truth.
Yeah,
What? Okay, so what was your ex? Post a picture of your ex, host.
I
Post a
might
picture of your ex.
send me $20 and I'll get
So
personal.
so you won't because you know that she is
Cause
one of
my ex,
those
all my exes
freaking
are natural. That's what I'm
like
saying. All my
torn
exes
up
are natural.
women who
All my
were big
natural, all
lips.
my exes are natural and have huge breasts.
Okay, so then put your picture of an ex up. I feel like you felt for a
No,
bot, and now you are angry because you felt for a bot. Okay, all bots are the same. They're Kim
listen. Like I
Kardashian,
said,
fake
see, I
lips,
tried to be
fake
respectful. I tried to be
everything.
respectful,
And you're
but
mad, and so
majority of
you're
women
on
are bird
TikTok
brains.
posting a live.
Majority of women are bird brains, and they'll listen to hookers. Because they're girls. So they'll take
You're
more.
no, I
They'll
didn't
take
say anything
advice from
about
a
that. You're
hooker
on TikTok
before
posting
they
a
take
live.
advice. They'll take advice from a hooker, including yourself.
You keep
You'll take
muting
advice
me.
from a hooker before you
You
take
keep
advice from a
muting me.
wholesome man. Before you take
Your
advice from
ex
a
is a
wholesome
hooker,
man, you will take advice from
but
a
then
hooker
you can't
and
give it.
blame and bash
Keep
men and blame
muting me.
man to hell.
Keep muting
Before
me.
you take advice from a wholesome man, you will take advice from a hooker. It is what it is, though. You know, women are
I
bird
turned my
brains, and
camera on. I
I ain't
felt
gonna
like
lie.
women are bird
you
brains.
wanted to intimidate me because with a turn on camera feature, because you wanted to point out that I'm ugly. I'm 40 years old. I'm a black woman. And you can call me ugly if you want to. I turned my camera on. You asked me to turn my camera on.
I ain't got that. All right, anybody else want to answer the prompt, man?
I
Who
would
agrees or
love to answer
disagrees?
the prompt before she
Don't mind.
interrupted me.
Okay.
Who's responsible for baby mother culture? The baby mothers themselves, choosing the guys that they choose, knowing that he doesn't want you besides sex. It's your fault, and then they blame fucking men for their issues. Am I correct or am I correct?
You're correct. I'm gonna agree with this guy. So the question is, who's responsible for baby culture? I would argue that it is. I'd say it's both parties' fault, but I would argue that it is more prominently the woman's fault for not having good instincts and not making sure that the man was going to be a reliable father before they decided to have sex.
So I am correct.
Right.
Are there any
Yeah.
females here? I would love to hear your opinions.
If they don't currently have a man, they'll find a man to blame it on. They'll blame it on their father, they'll blame it on their uncle, they'll blame it on their current man, and then they wonder why they're single and why they can't keep a steady relationship. It's actually ridiculous. It's why people don't go on dates anymore. It's why families are being torn apart. It is by and large, and I understand that there are men out there as
It's
well.
really because of the It's really because of the prostitution culture that women refuse to deal with. Women refuse to deal with that problem, that issue. You
Yeah,
did so, and they just rather complain that men are this and men are this, and disregard the prostitution culture altogether.
especially OF. OF is something that I am largely against, especially because, and this is where I complain about men too, because you can get that exact same content for free on a million other sites, and yet there are simps who are willing to pay money for it. How stupid do you have to be to pay money for something that you can get 100% for free on any other site? It's ridiculous. But then additionally, these OF models, they act as if the world owes them something. Like they brag like,
Hey man, y'all request a boss. Y'all request. I see y'all in the chat, man. Come up, join the panel. Request the panel.
they complain about everything and they're so ungrateful. They brag about how easy they have it, but then they're so ungrateful. And they complain about how difficult their life is, and it's somehow a man's fault. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, this got to be a troll page, but I'm gonna let it slide because I agree with your points. All right, how you feel about this one, bro? How
Uh,
you agree?
I think that the person that's well, I think that the blame is on both the mother and the father, but then again, if you're a father and you leave your children and your baby mama, you're also definitely in the wrong because it doesn't matter how bad your baby mother is. You will always have a responsibility and obligation to your children. And if you choose to abandon your children, you're just a bad person because that's your offspring. You're supposed to take care of your
Did
offspring.
everybody share the
If you blame single motherhood on the mothers themselves, it just I just feel like you just want to evade responsibility because you always have an obligation to your children. The reason why the black community is so bad is because of single fathers or not single motherhood and how black fathers refuse to stick up for their children. And there is no patriarch in black families. There is no sense of masculine zeal among black men in America. This is why black people commit the most crime. They have the lowest IQ. They're just the worst race. And
Hey
it's because
nigga, you're
of
getting
the
out of
men.
pocket. Answer the prompt, nothing else. Pussy boy.
I'm female, actually.
Sounds like a
Say
man.
some facts, man.
I agree with what you said on the last part there. But as far as it blaming on the fathers, now yes, it's not right if you, as a father, it's very unmanly and very poor behavior to abandon your family. However, it is mostly the women's fault because I see a lot of these women, they hook up with guys who are criminals, drug dealers, you can just tell from looking at them that they're not a good person. And they decide to have unprotected sex. And then they act surprised when the father leaves. It's like if the man wasn't acting responsible beforehand, why do you think he's going to act responsible now that you told him that he was pregnant? It's ridiculous.
Well, that's also wrong on the woman's part. But then again, if you have sex with a random guy, you are you don't want. It's not like you did that like with the intent of getting pregnant and having a child. That's just the consequences of premarital sex. But
Well,
I
I
mean,
understand
still,
why you would want
the
to have
father still has some blame.
anyway. But that being said, we also live in a society now where people suddenly forgot that condoms exist and people are not practicing safe sex. A lot of these pregnancy cases and abortions and single motherhood, they can easily be avoided if people went back to wear using condoms. That being said, a condom is not always 100% safe too, so there can be an accident. But then again, me personally, if I see someone who looks like a degenerate, I don't even want to talk to them. I don't understand how women have such a low IQ that they'll look at a man who's a complete degenerate and decide to have sex with him, and then they act surprised when they have to face the consequences of their own poor decision making.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong either, but women, a lot of them prioritize looks over a man actually being being a productive member of society.
Well, some of
But
these men don't
still,
look good. They're
if you're
skinny as shit. They got their pants sagging down. They look like they're high off of some sort of street drug. Like if you look at a lot of
Do you
these
know
people,
any man could leave their family? It doesn't have a race on it.
well, that's also true as well. Yes, that's true. But the Bible says to wait until marriage to have sex. And it took me a while to understand this, but now I do. The reason why the Bible says to wait till marriage is so that what's going on in our society right now doesn't happen.
Also, I think the problem is a lot of people are just fucking without marrying first. That's the issue.
That is
Instead
the
of
real
having
issue.
married,
Nobody don't
they
think
are just
about
having
marriage
sex.
before having
That's only
anything.
in America and Western countries. If you go to
the
other
problem
places,
is sexual unrestraint.
that's
Keep on blaming women, but at the end of the day, it's not just women, it's the women and the men, and it's
it's
even the country. Like, hold on, Ghost. It's even the country because if you look at the commercials, everything's over actualized. It's literally they're trying to brainwash you to do this stuff. They want you to just like recreate, like procreate now. That's what they want you to do. Like it was something about some type of like shampoo or some body wash, and it was with YT women on it, and it was over actualized. They do that with everything though. It's not just that, with YT women. It's any product, even products on commercials. Commercials are over actualized. Let's be for real. America's like that. America is like, yeah, it's like that, bro. And it's not just one individual fault. When it comes to the norm and
I
people
think
are
it's the
brainwashed.
influence in America. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's the
The
influence.
sexual revolution was terrible. This all everything. As soon as the sexual revolution hit the West, everything was on a decline.
What do you mean by the sexual revolution? What would you call
It was like it started like around the late 1950s, but it was like during the 60s and like maybe like the early 70s is basically when Western countries, specifically like in America, sex like premarital sex, like hookups, and just the the sexual media became more um became more accepted just on like a higher rate, and also like pornography and stuff. It all of those things started to become out to become decriminalized. So just like debauchery and it just all that stuff. It became commonplace at that
I
time
say
in the
after
60s.
OF came out, I feel like that the government and the people in society just saw like, hey, this sex sells. So they started backing everything with some sexual thing, whether it was liquor, it was women being sexy in the club, or it was birth control, even if it's like they'll have HIV fucking commercials for medicine and stuff, and you got couples in there and they all kissing and stuff like that. Like everything, it doesn't matter. It could be health. It could be something about a heart medicine, and they'll be like, "Well, you want to be with your lover and stuff like that. Don't let that hold you back. Come get this." Like that's just the norm here. It's weird, but I'm not saying it. That's what I'm saying. It's not just women's fault, and it's not just men's fault. It's put on us. It's almost like pressure, quiet pressure, like self, like in your subconscious. Like it makes you think, oh, this is regular, this is cool. I need to be like this to be cool and fun. Like, and people do that. And I say that because you'll see 30, 40-year-old women now, they out here showing their bodies, but that's because that's what the world wants. I'm not saying the world, but people want. And then you have people that don't feed into it. And they're like, wait, you look way inappropriate. You look way crazy right now. And they don't think twice about it. And even if you say something, they'll call you a hater when you're trying to really help them. It's because they're brainwashed.
Uh,
Well,
OF is the worst thing that has happened to the American society, and I blame this on both sexes because women, if a woman is on OF, it just shows how much she really doesn't value herself and disrespects herself. And I said this earlier in the live stream. There are women who brag about making millions of dollars on that platform, but then they complain about everything and they act arrogant. And I'm like, if I had my life that easy, I'd literally be kissing the ground every day when I woke up. But it is equally the fault of men as well, because the whole reason why OF hasn't gone out of business yet is because these simps continue to buy these subscriptions. And it is mind blowing to me that you can find the exact same content on a million other sites for fucking free. And yet these people, these losers, these simps will still spend their hard-earned money on a site like OF for a woman that doesn't care about him, doesn't know him, doesn't even know or care that he exists, wouldn't care if he died tomorrow. It's absolutely ridiculous. And when we have a society filled with losers on both sides of the sexual spectrum,
Yeah.
that's why America is so fucked.
Very true.
But also, I would say social media too, because you remember when Instagram used to just be like pure, it was kind of like,
What's your thoughts on the brown trans women and women?
I don't believe that trans women are women. I think trans women are men who wear
Okay.
dresses and try to disguise themselves as the opposite sex.
This should be fun. All right, I. What's up? Do you want to take this one?
Yeah. Do you use he,
We'll go
him
with Adonis.
pronouns or she, her? What's your pronouns?
He, him. I don't believe in that pronouns. Me, as I was born a man, I identify as a man. I am
What do you take a man to be?
a man. A man with male chromosomes.
Mm.
Okay. Do you think all men have XY chromosome?
Yes.
Are you sure?
You said XY or XX?
XY. We're talking about men right now.
Hmm.
Yes, they do.
Mm.
Okay. How many variants of chromosomes do you think there are? Like sets,
There's only two. There's the
specifically.
male and the female. There's the only two genders in the world.
So if I showed you any case that someone could be born with like a single X, or even like Klinefelter syndrome when someone's born with like XXY chromosomes,
Sorry, repeat that.
yeah, go to Google and search up Klinefelter syndrome.
It's me. Use my
Why
thing.
can't you just tell me what it is? I mean, you're the one debating me, so
Yeah, it's a male born with XXY chromosome.
okay. So there are, and this is not just my belief. This is a proven fact. There are only two genders in the world: male and female. You are
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hang on. Are you just gonna you're pivoting a little bit. So is what I said correct or no?
you're the one who's pivoting. I mean, I asked you to explain yourself, and you didn't. So I'm just reiterating what I.
Not the gifts. Not the gifts. Like,
Someone
why do y'all send
someone
them
fucks with him.
gifts? Like, if he's cooking. Oh my god.
He's he is cooking though.
Impossible for a man to be a woman.
Wait, I you think he's
Impossible
cooking?
for a woman to be
No, this guy doesn't.
a biological fact. Anyone who says otherwise is living in their own fictional reality.
But Adonis, people can be born with like XXY chromosomes. Would this
That
be
doesn't
a
exist.
female to you? You said it doesn't exist?
No, it doesn't.
Adonis, chromosomes do not help your argument. Chromosomes are in relation to someone's sex, not gender. Like what's and you don't even know you don't even know like
You don't know. You don't know
the development with chromosomes, I don't think purely,
what.
truly. And sweetie, you are cutting out like crazy. Are
Yeah,
you
I'll keep interrupting me.
you need I'm oh well honey, you weren't even speaking and it's
I
my
was
life.
you started speaking over
You
me.
weren't even speaking. You're just cutting out. Like go somewhere where you actually have service.
Do you need to check the replay? I was speaking, and then you began to speak over me.
How are you gonna tell me that you were speaking when I obviously didn't hear you, and I'm pretty sure
Well,
other people didn't hear you either. All I heard was cutting out. You were cutting out.
then get hearing aids. You very clearly need them.
Oh my god. Anyways, can you just like, sorry, I took over a little bit. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I mean, we all know that he doesn't know what he's talking about. I think we can move on. He doesn't think that XXY exists. So
Because,
Right.
just
Is
look
that
up
a
Klinefelter
confession?
syndrome and then come back.
or you can
Sure.
just tell me what it is since you're the one bringing it up.
I already said
I'm still waiting for you to explain yourself. It's crazy how you're on here to debate people.
it's a male. It's a
And you
male born with
don't have
XXY.
information.
It has to do with the chromosomes, like you say, Adonis. Just as you say that trans women are not women because they have XY chromosomes. Well, we're presenting you a case where a male that's maybe a man identifies with man has XXY chromosomes.
Then that's not a man, that's a woman.
It's a male only condition, sweetie.
Okay, if someone is born with a penis, they're a man. If someone is born with a vagina, they're a
Well,
woman.
I wish
It's simple.
I wish it was that easy, but it's not.
Really,
That's
it
not that
isn't.
easy.
It
The
isn't.
obviously, even when it comes to genitalia, that has
Your
nothing to do with
biological
someone's
comes.
gender, though,
You have no
Adonis.
sense whatsoever, but it is in fact
I
that.
do have sense. This is
Well, if you didn't have sense, then you wouldn't even be on here making such an asinine argument.
baby, you're making an ass out of yourself. That's what you're doing. Genitalia has nothing to do with
It
people
makes
being men
you
and women. And first and foremost, like when it comes to sex classification or sex, like there could be just a different development in the genitalia. Like there's so many formations of genitalia,
what?
of course. So I think I do want to just move on with him.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything. Actually, before you drop him, how many pelvic structures are there, Adonis?
How many what structures?
How many pelvic structures are there?
How many pelvic structures are there? What kind of question is that?
That's a
Uh,
valid question.
What does that have to do with the argument?
I'm just trying to like go in depth in how much you know about like biology.
Well, there's two. There's the male pelvic structure,
Uh,
female pelvic
wrong.
structure of
No, there's four. There's
to
four, Adonis.
wider so that she can carry basically space for her uterus. And you can often tell if you come across a decayed person, you can tell by their skeleton if the deceased person is male or female based on their.
Not all the time. Not all the time.
Oh, sure. If the skeleton
Archaeologists,
is
not all the time, can
if you
tell
come
off
across
their skeleton or even like certain
face,
regions where if it's a male or female. Even when it comes down to trans people taking hormone replacement therapy,
you can very
like,
easily say,
is it me or just his microphone's like
No,
cutting
he's
out? Like,
yeah,
it's
he's
like
cutting
very
off.
horrible. I'm gonna end it with this. Thanks, Adonis, for coming up.